Good afternoon. This project is about the effect of different organic waste in the growth of Phaseolus vulgaris. The team members are Diana Alcaraz, Vanessa Salido, Ana Sofía Mejía, Giselle Lopez, and Andre Garza.
Did you know that organic homemade fertilizers can be manufactured with resources that are normally in kitchens and are destined for the trash can? If everyone decides to take advantage of these resources, they will be helping the sustainability of the earth, not to mention that they would be saving a little money by doing so. The general objective of this research is to determine the effect of three different organic wastes as fertilizers in the growth of Phaseolus vulgaris. The first specific objective is to investigate information about the organic fertilizers that exist. The second specific objective is to develop an experiment. For this investigation, an experimental design was made. The third specific objective is to analyze all the results obtained and present them with graphs. The last specific objective is to educate and invite other people to use their own organic waste as fertilizers for plants. In 2018, Mexico produced 30,000 tons of organic waste. The easiest thing to do with your organic waste is to make it a fertilizer. It is very useful because they give the plant consistent nourishment as well as making them stronger. And not just that, they also contribute to the soil's health.
Okay, so what are organic fertilizers? These are derived from animal products and plant residues containing sufficient nitrogen, such as manure, slurry, worm castings, peat, seaweed, and many more. According to an investigation in Onion Research Institute, Gyeongnam Provincial Agricultural Research and Extension Services said that researchers observed that application of organic matter significantly has an impact on the chemical, physical, and biological properties of the soil. And for this project, the group will be focusing on using only eggshells, coffee bagasse, and banana peel tea as fertilizers for our Phaseolus vulgaris. So why are we going to use these specific types of organic fertilizers? Well, in eggshells, it will be providing the plant calcium, which will be helpful in the structural support of the cell walls. Nitrogen, which will be provided by coffee bagasse, it's a major component of chlorophyll, which is a compound by which plants use sunlight energy to produce their sugars from water and carbon dioxide. And lastly, banana peel tea will be providing potassium, which is involved with enzyme activation within the plant. It also affects protein, starch, and ATP production.
What are some of the uses for organic fertilizers? Well, some of them are to maintain and improve the availability of nutrients in the soil by gradually releasing nutrients and obtaining higher yields in the cultivation of crops. Being less soluble means minimum nutrient losses to the environment and less salt injury to the plants. Organic fertilizers are highly variable in their physical characteristics and chemical composition, mainly in the content of nutrients. The constant application of them over time will improve the physical, chemical, biological, and sanitary characteristics of the soil. They also add organic matter, contributing to the soil's health by increasing both the water holding capacity and cation exchange capacity. And well, they will also stimulate the microbial activity, which will improve the soil's structure.
There are many organic fertilizers that exist. Some organic fertilizers include manure compost, vermicompost, organic residues, sewage, and organic sediments. Hector Ruz Sanchez from Work Consultations in Agricultural Fields talked about the use of organic fertilizers. He said that it doesn't help the plant directly, that it does help, but not by giving the nutrients to the plant. He mentioned that the organic fertilizers that it receives are given to the soil so that the soil can be healthy enough to help the plant grow faster, taller, and healthier. A research question of this investigation was, what are the effects of the use of different organic wastes as fertilizers in the growth of Phaseolus vulgaris? The hypothesis was that the eggshell provides calcium, the coffee bagasse provides nitrogen, and the banana peel tea provides potassium to the plant. In a period of 20 days, the plant with coffee bagasse grows more. The materials necessary for this experiment that were used were 18 Phaseolus vulgaris from the Pinto group, 3 plastic pots for plants with measures of 8.5 times 9.5 times 12.5 centimeters, 8 eggshells in small pieces, 1 bag of coffee bagasse brought from the company Cafenio, banana peel tea, 400 grams of prepared soil from a nursery garden, per pot, water, and a ruler.
How to grow a Phaseolus vulgaris. When grown, this plant is best if planted in the sun, in well-drained and in warm soil. They can grow unsupported since they are bush beans. Plant them when the soil is warm and separate from each other, making sure that the danger of frost has passed. It takes around 8 to 10 days for it to germinate. The steps were to break the existing soil with a hoe, add organic matter until the soil is easy to work with, then remove the plant from the container without breaking the stem. Finally, add water in the root area and continue watering it daily. The amount of water depends on how fast the soil drains. The first day, there were 6 beans planted per pot. With the exact same process, the plants were watered half a cup every day at 7 p.m. The only factors that were changing were the treatments used as a fertilizer for each pot. The same process was made, but starting 1 day later. When 20 days has passed, the height of each plant that grew was measured with a ruler, and the number of leaves were counted. The type of experiment was an experimental design. The control variables in this experiment were the size and material of the pots, the soil from a nursery garden, the water half cup of water every day at 7 p.m., and the sunlight and darkness with the plant being outside. For treatment 1 eggshell, there were 4 eggshells placed on the plant in small pieces. Every 10 days, for treatment 2, coffee bagasse, they were placed 5 tablespoons of coffee bagasse every 10 days. For treatment 3, banana peel tea, they were placed banana peels into a jar with 2 cups of water to put 6 tablespoons of the banana peel tea every 10 days.
The experiments were conducted using a one-way analysis of variance for independent treatments, to know if there were differences between the treatments. The Tukey HSD test was used to know which treatment is different. All the statistical analyses were done using the website Buzzer Stats, One-Way, and Nova. In Figure 2 were shown the height of each bean plant after 20 days, with the treatments of eggshell, banana peel tea, and coffee bagasse. There was shown no significant difference. The results for treatment 1, eggshell, were with a mean of 29.05 with a standard error of 4.63, and a total of 10 plants grew. In treatment 2, coffee bagasse showed an average mean of 22.83 and a standard error of 5.08, with a total of 7 plants. In the last treatment with banana peel tea, there was a mean of 21.35 with a standard error of 6.66 and a total of 5 plants. In Figure 3 were shown the number of leaves that grew per plant with the treatments after 20 days. The treatment 1 showed a greater mean number of leaves of 5.4. The treatments 2 and 3 significantly show a smaller numbers of leaves, having a mean of 3.38 for treatment 2 and a mean of 4 for treatment 3. In this research, the soil received 3 different treatments from organic waste used as fertilizers for pinto beans. Results show a significant difference in the number of leaves for treatment 1. This is because the eggshell provide calcium to the plants, which is essential for building healthy cell walls for a plant. The results of this study were similar to a scientific research from Hazara Agriculture Research Station in Pakistan that compares various organic wastes as fertilizers in potato and pea plants. Some of those organic fertilizers were banana peel and eggshell, and the results were similar. The treatment where they used eggshell showed significant differences than the others, which this means it is the most effective method. The studies show that organic waste have a lot of benefits that directly helps the soil for it to be healthier. And because of that, the treatments added help the Phaseolus vulgaris to grow faster and stronger, demonstrating the variability and possibility of sustainable use of organic waste. The treatments 1, 2, and 3 not only increase plants' growth but also have positive impact on yield in terms of number of plants and leaves per pot. The results of the experiment proved the hypothesis wrong. The hypothesis was not accepted because it said that treatment 2 was going to be the most effective treatment since the coffee bean gas provides nitrogen to the plant through the soil. The study showed that treatment 1 was the treatment that had a better effect on the Phaseolus vulgaris than the other two treatments. To improve the experiment, it is recommended to use pinto beans from the same bag and brand, because for this research there were used pinto beans from different brands. Even though they are from the same group, some pinto beans can be older than others, and not using the same beans could have been a factor that affected the variability of the experiment. Another idea to improve is to include a negative control without any treatment and a positive control with all the three treatments to have a wider comparison in the effect of these three treatments combined. There were certain limitations in the research regarding the actual pandemic of COVID-19, so it's also recommended to replicate the experiment more than 2 times at the same place to see if the conditions of the place, weather, and sunlight are factors that affect or not the research.